right, crazy hair Henry is headed off.
I'm peak bagging.
He's peak bagging. Oh yeah, this is Hank. Sorry, crazy haired Hank.
Real men carry 2 ice axes.
It's a long story. I'll explain later. Anyway, he's off. I'm gonna stay here and do my stretches. Bye, honey. Bye. Love you. All right. Good morning. Try to make this brief, but essentially, a while back, I had seen that someone did a 14er, like a 14er, another 14er and Whitney, like one day after the other. And I told Henry about it, and because I thought he might want to do it. But we've been kind of like trying to stick to a certain time schedule so that we can have a few days to unwind before we hit the ground running, moving and stuff. And anyway, I never brought it up again. Until yesterday. And he had forgotten about it, which I vaguely suspected, but was just like, well, I mentioned it. Anyway, so I told him about it yesterday again. He was like, oh, let me look into it. So anyway, at first it looked like he wasn't going to be able to do it. And then he was like, well, maybe, da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, he's making it happen. And it was tricky because I think it's about 10 or 11 extra miles. So basically it would mean a few things. One, we're not going to hike together at all today, which is fine. There's nothing like scary. We're done with the passes. I mean, all the big passes. There haven't been any issues with water crossings other than like, I guess the San Joaquin, which is obviously long gone. So no problems there. And I like hiking by myself sometimes. I like doing stuff by myself sometimes. So that's not a problem. The only bummer, there were 2 logistical things. So one was just a bummer that we're crossing the 2,000 mile mark today. So it would be fun to be together to like take a photo and stuff. But honestly, not a big deal. We're about to finish our time on the PCT, which is way more of a milestone than 2,000 miles. So no problem there. And the other thing was that it is going to take him a while. And normally it's like, if he gets back a little after dark, like that's okay. But it's really like last night we turned on our headlamps at 7:30 p.m. and which is pretty early, as you probably recognize. And so anyway, he didn't know. We got back pretty late last night, and so we couldn't get up too early because I really have a hard time if I don't get enough sleep. Like it gets really bad. And so anyway, he normally carries the sleeping bag and the sleeping pad, so he really needed to be back at camp so that I wasn't like sitting at camp freezing until 8:30 p.m. when it's been dark for an hour. And like, so anyway, all of that to say, we ended up switching. So he's taking the rest of my food and bear can that I'm not using today, and I'm taking the sleeping pad and sleeping bag. So hopefully that'll work out. That's also why he has double ice axe, because the way that my like net was working out, it was hard to put the ice axe in. So anyway, he graciously took my ice axe. So anyway, yeah, that's that. And we're trying to like document some stuff that we do all the time. I know the other day we did the time lapse of us taking down the tent. So I'm going to do a little time lapse of my stretches here. There are some stretches I do in the tent. Those are probably a little harder to film, so I probably won't ever film those. But this is the rest of them. Do it twice a day. And yeah, they're pretty annoying, but I literally had to get off the trail when I wasn't doing them. I mean, that was before I really did a lot of stretching, but yeah, if I don't stretch, I pretty quickly become like not really able to continue. So there's nothing like needing it to walk to make someone do something. So anyway, here's a little time lapse of me stretching, and then I'm gonna hit the trail. Bye.
That's what I was gonna climb today before I found out about Mount Langley. That's the saddle we're going through.
Dang. Was not looking to start off the day with a Ford, but That's all right. We're gonna do it.
Hour 1, 3.5 miles.
All right, that was the coldest ford I've had in some time. And I realized, and this is bound to happen with us switching stuff around, that I didn't have the little hook that I normally hook my shoes on because it was with the ice axe. Not a big deal, but just had to figure that out. And I didn't have my Sean towel to dry my feet off, so I used a sock instead. So no big thing. But anyway, I think today I might. As you guys know, I don't often listen to music. I just tend to listen to podcasts over audiobooks. But a while back, well, y'all know I did my Taylor Swift listen through, and maybe like a couple months ago, I think the Taylor's version of, I think it's Speak Now, came out. And I don't think I've ever listened to a Taylor's version album, at least all the way through. I mean, maybe I've listened to like a couple songs, I don't know. But anyway, I thought, maybe I should do a little compare and contrast. So I think I may listen to the original Speak Now and the Taylor's version Speak Now today. So if I do, I will let you know what I think. We've seen so many marmots here. They're so cool. This one just ran across the trail. He's cute. Guys, I think this is the best I've ever seen a pika. He's just sitting right there on that rock. Where is he? There it is. It's probably really grainy because I'm pretty zoomed in. But he's so cute. Let's see, I'll go to a more normal zoom. Oh, he's really, really cute. I feel like they're often pretty elusive. Or at least they seem so to me. They're so tiny they can just run away real quick. He's adorable. Whoa! This is probably one of the coolest gates we've seen yet. It says, close this gate to protect wilderness. I guess you just scoot this log over and scoot it back. Cool.
Hour 2, 3.4 miles, but I fear I may have used most of my downhill for this 12-mile section. Hour 3, 3.1 miles, which I'm honestly very surprised at. I was going to guess max 2.5. It's all been uphill. Haven't seen one of these for a while. All right, welcome to Peak Bagging with Hank Lather, the show where Hank Lather bags mostly inconsequential peaks along the PCT. Today will be Mount Langley, a 14er, just barely, that Pamela kindly pointed out to me yesterday. So that's why I was hiking fast ahead. I just stashed the bear stuff. I'll show you my little stash. All right, that's my little stash. Pamela's ice axe, her bear can, her not-today food. She took the sleeping stuff in case, or, in the likely event that she gets to camp much earlier than I do, so she can be all warm and toasty in the tent, and I don't have to be worried about getting back before the sun sets and it gets cold. So that's what we're doing. This is hour 4, and it is 11:50 a.m.
All right, I just forded this river here, and I'm actually decently far upstream from the PCT. I was trying to find a place to cross with dry feet, which did not happen. And then I was like, well, at least it looks like it'll be shallower than at the trail, because it looked pretty deep at the trail. And I managed to have it be right about at my knees. The far side was hard to see how deep it was, especially because there was like a little bit of white water there. And so anyway, yeah, not the easiest of crossings, but a safe one. And yeah, now I need to begin the process. A lot of times I go back barefoot if there's like large rocks that I feel like I can step on, but this one was a little more intense, so I did put on my waterproof socks. So I'm gonna try to find a place to sit and change those out. But yeah, I saw a girl attempt a log crossing right near me as I was getting my socks on, and that thankfully ended okay. She did not make it across, but she was able to backtrack, which I think once she got partway across was probably the best case scenario. So anyway, yeah, second forward today, and maybe wishful thinking, but hopefully last. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of far away, but there's a mule train crossing with ease. You go, guys, you go.
All right, just finished lunch and filtering some water at the creek. Got startled by a Sequoia National Park ranger who interviewed me, making sure what I was doing was safe and legal, which it was. Interestingly, she didn't ask for my permit, but I offered it to her. She said she didn't need to see it. She just wanted to know my last name, which is interesting. And then sounds like what she's doing today, just going up old and new Army passes, checking them out, and just kind of hiking around. Pretty sweet job. And she didn't really understand my route. She's like, that doesn't really make sense. She's like, why didn't you do this? I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'm with my wife who does not want to do this type of stuff, so the camping's not always optimal for doing these side missions. Anyway, it was a interesting conversation. Pleasant overall. She was happy to hear that both Pamela and I have inReaches. I think that assured her that we would actually find each other and that she wasn't going to be involved in trying to find us, unite us. Anyway, up we go.
Actually a pretty cool view of them. I switched places so I'd be in the sun and my feet could dry a little bit. The waterproof socks used to be waterproof, but aren't really anymore. Plus I had to go over the tops of them, so that makes them not waterproof anyway. But yeah, that's a cool one. Whoa, I absolutely love this. So I'm standing here on this rock, about to cross onto the trail, and this is just like the tiniest, most precious, clear little stream. I'll have to see where it's coming from because it doesn't go that far up. Right next to the muddy path with fresh horseshoe prints. Oh, I just think it's so beautiful. It comes down here and it goes down there into basically the marshy meadow. Wow, I love that.
All right, hour 5, that's Langley over there. That's my target. Getting there via Old Army Pass, which is somewhere up there. New Army Pass is somewhere over there. And that's the valley I came up after lunch.
And there's where it comes from. Somewhere. I can see as far as like right back there. Wow. Amazing. We're gonna miss this stuff.
So this is Old Army Pass and the Cottonwood Lakes below. I've actually been to maybe all the lakes. Did a day hike in May 2018. Tried to do New Army Pass, hit snow and a thunderstorm. So ran down and then came up this other valley to the base of Old Army Pass. And yeah, it was beautiful. It's coming back to me now. Absolutely beautiful. That's not one of the gnarliest cairns I ever did see. I don't know what it is. Huh. A lot of day hikers up here.
Guess where I am, y'all. Hey! 2000! We've been on the trail for, well, not on the trail for 6 months, but it's been 6 months to the day since we first started the trail. And yeah, we're really excited to have hit this milestone. Henry obviously hit it earlier this morning. He probably filmed, but I don't know. He was also trying to get to his trail pretty quickly. But anyway, excited to be here. There's a lot of milestones we wanted to achieve that we're not going to achieve this year. So I think that actually makes it like extra exciting to achieve this milestone. Yeah, it's a pretty big one and pretty fun, and I'm ready for lunch. And it's a really nice place to sit also. Been going uphill and this spot just like flattened out and I'm like, this is amazing. I can't believe this is where 2,000 miles is. The best. Here's a head-on view of my handiwork here. I've always wanted to make one with rocks, but whenever we've hit a milestone that I wanted to make one of these for, there haven't been any rocks around. So there it is. Also, this is a little mushy, but all of them are like single rocks, except for I put these two little ones next to each other, and that's to represent Henry, and that's to represent me. And it's like, we, like in a tent, like that's Henry because he's a little taller, and there's me kind of like snuggling. I know it's a lot, but it's art, so you must accept it. Just kidding, you don't have to accept it, but I like it.
Hour 6. That's Langley. That's where I came from. That's the Cirque Peak. Looks very baggable if you walk along the ridge. Don't have time today. And there's one of those massive cairns. Some day hiker said there were 17 of them on the way. I don't know where the path goes now. Oh, a skinny boy. Dang. This trail's a little crazy here. Don't really, see a classic trail. I was told one last cairn. There it is. All right, made it up. About 2:35. Made it up just fast enough to catch the last group of day hikers as they were just about to leave the peak. So I got a picture, which is awesome. There's a nice sign I got a picture with. There's one summit box and register. Here's the summit marker. There's another summit box over there. And there's the ledge, which, you know how much I love exposure. I do not love exposure, but it is so big that you can get within like 6 feet of it and still feel okay. So I got my picture taken there. So this is looking off. Oh, there's Whitney. Would recognize her anywhere. And then there's the valley below. Oh, a big lake of some sort. Yeah, it's nice up here. The shame is I am never, ever in my life going to be in as good of hiking shape as I am right now. I peaked today. But it's been a good run. I've enjoyed it. So here's a story for you. I'm just about to hit the summit, and I see the group of people up there, and then I see something fly in an arc. And it looks like someone threw a piece of fruit or a fruit peel. Specifically, it looks very much like a banana peel in the half second I saw it. In an arc that someone would throw it. But could have been a bird, sure. So I get to the top and I say, oh my gosh, did you just see that swoop down? And they said, no, what? And then I see a bunch of bananas in this day hiker's plastic bag. So now there's no doubt in my mind. I'm like, yeah, like she's like, what? Like a plane? And I was like, no, not like a plane, like real low, like a bird maybe. No. And I said, or a banana peel. And she goes, no, you must be hallucinating. After that climb, yeah, she told me I was hallucinating. And then I am happy to report that the man went over and picked up his banana peel he had chucked 30 feet away and packed it out. So I didn't actually have to directly confront them. They just tried to tell me I was hallucinating. I'm sure everyone watching this knows, but pistachio shells, clementine peels, orange peels, apple cores, banana peels, you can't just chuck those in the woods. You can maybe in like a really humid place that's not a wilderness area, but not up here. They never decompose. Hour 7, still at the top. About to make my super juice and have a snack, then head down. So super juice consists of about 3/4 of a liter of water with either a Noon tablet electrolyte, which my flavor is wild berry, or Drip Drop, which Susan sent us, which is they're very good, and that's strawberry lemonade. But there's a variety of flavors, and then with the other part is Crystal Light plus caffeine, and I have wild strawberry and peach mango. So I'm looking for a little pizzazz. These have a little carbonation. Also, they have caffeine in them as well. So I'm going to do a wild berry peach mango super juice. Oh, I should say that from the time I left the PCT, it was 5.8 miles and 3,100 feet of elevation gain.
Some beautiful mountains over there. Beautiful tree. I'm not 100% sure how to tell which ones are sequoias, but I feel like a lot of them are. Perhaps that one. And this is our last day in Sequoia National Park. I think I just have a few more miles here. So really just a couple of days. I actually don't know if we ever left the park boundary or not. Seems like they typically have signs and I didn't see any, but anyway, yeah. Gonna be out of the park soon.
This is a good example of the chain of Karen. So there's one, and then your next step is to go 2, 3, and by the time you see 3, by the time you get to that one, there's more you can see. And actually you can see one way down there. Wow. Oh, also, so last night I had taken a picture of this like little pamphlet they had in Yosemite in one of their lodges with the 24 most common mammals of Yosemite, or of the High Sierras. And I looked for that thing I found, and I found it. It was a pine marten, like spinning image of the thing on the card. It was 100% a pine marten. Okay, 95%. Amazing. Amazing. So based on the placement of that cairn, following after that cairn, I think I was supposed to come down there. First time I went over there. Second time I went over there. Both were legitimately tough. That's... well, next time I guess I'll get it right. Alright, just got a Garmin from Pamela that she's going kind of slowly, so I may beat her to the lake. So, I think I'm going to try to bag one more thing. Army Pass Point. We'll see what that's like. Hour 8. I'm exhausted.
Whoa! A PCT sign! I haven't seen this in forever. Feels like everything's been JMT, but we're officially off of the JMT. That's a pretty cool one too. I've never seen one like up on a metal thing like that. That's awesome.
So I'm most of the way up Army Pass Point. Where the heck is New Army Pass? All I see is cliffs. That's insane. All right, we're at New Army Pass Point. Sorry, Army Pass Point, which pretty sure that's the high point. Maybe I'll poke around, but I'm not looking to do too much climbing. You can keep going out, which is pretty sweet, but I think I'm good. Then there's the valley that leads. Oh, you can see the trail there. There's the valley that leads to New Army Pass. There's something or other, Cirque Peak, that I'd love to bag, but that would not be fair because I would get back pretty late. And that's where I came from.
For some reason, I haven't looked at these closely before, and they're just beautiful and like very thick. I think a very satisfying like noise when you touch them. I don't know. They're really cool.
Okay, I got partway up for a better view, but I'm not a climber. Probably can't see, but yeah. Could I get up that? Sure. Do I have a pretty significant chance of injury? Definitely. Could I get around for an easier path up? Yeah. Is that an insane amount of exposure? Uh-huh. There's Cottonwood Lakes down there. That's nice. This is honestly a really good view. I'm quite pleased. Hold up. That's Old Army Pass. Where is the trail? All I see, it just drops off. I like one. No, not. Okay, I see the trail. I see a trail down there. I see it go through some switchbacks. I don't even see where the trail goes without snow. Like, take away the snow. That's wild. What? There's someone down there. Multiple people. They look like they're descending. Did they just go up, turn around? I don't understand.
All right, heading into the Inyo National Forest and leaving Sequoia. This is Sequoia and Kings Canyon, but this part right here is Sequoia. It's a nice view out there and getting pretty close to camp, which will be nice.
Okay, this is New Army Pass, which, as you may recall from earlier, I've been a part of. Looks highway switchback. They said there's no snow in it. Some hikers. Cool. Time to go back.
Wow. This is a super nice view. Also, that's a cool tree. A nice panorama. And here's some wind-blown or otherwise deformed trees. They're cool as well. There's so many of these really cool trees. This one's like all twisty. And I feel like Henry talking about how cool all these trees are, but They are truly really awesome. And here's some fun pine cones. I think here at the end I'm like just wanting to capture all the little details that I've probably missed. And I won't capture all of them, but at least I've got a few.
Hour 10, heading back down.
Looks like one of the mules lost its shoe. Or horses. Either way. Sorry, bud. I just love this landscape. There's like this sand, a little hard to walk in, but no big deal. And all these trees and the mountains in the distance. Then there's this cool like rock wall mountain thing. It's all very neat.
All right, I'm back to the bear cans. It's 5:40, and the descent with the detour is 7.7 miles and 550 feet of elevation gain. I am tired. Oh my gosh. These birds are chasing each other, almost hit me in the face. Yeah, I'm gonna have a snack. Hour 10, not looking forward to a heavy pack again.
I think that's our campsite. Chicken Spring Lake or something like that. I didn't film when I was at the top there, but it's a really nice view out there.
Oh my goodness, that meadow. It's insane. Bad news, I gotta repack my pack because the bear cans are digging into me.
All right, got a little spot here at Chicken Spring Lake. Gonna set up the tent. But first, I need to explain to Henry where I am because there are tons of places you can go around here, and you can't see any right now, but there are actually several tents here already. So I need to send him a little explanation message.
Dang, golden hour is really golden right about now.
So since we're here at a lake, I went to get water at the lake, and I rarely ever get water out of lakes. Usually if we have to get out of a lake, Henry gets it. And Henry gets a lot of our water anyway. And there are a lot of little things swimming. They kind of look like micro tadpoles. I don't know how well you can see them. They're like little brownish red things. I tried to like kind of shoo them away, but they don't really move. They're the size of like a sea monkey, if anyone remembers those. Anyway, I know that like they would be filtered out, but I just don't like the idea of it. And I know I've been out here for 6 months. I have never had any issues with water. I have probably drank things that are much more questionable, but I just don't like the idea of filtering out small but visible swimming things. But the running water is really far. Really far is relative, but I'm tired. So. Oh, there's a big thing. Look at that. That also looks like a tadpole. Maybe that's what these little things grow into. But it's big. It's probably looks to be about 1.5 inches from where I am. Oh, sorry. I was looking at him and went down. Oh, goodness. Went to a different part of the lake, and there's another one. This is like the largest tadpole I've ever seen. I guess maybe I've just only ever seen really tiny tadpoles. But yeah, I think these are like little micro tadpoles, and I think I'm just going to have to filter them out because I can't find an area that doesn't have them. Understandably.
Something looks very familiar about that valley down there. So I checked a map. And I'm pretty sure in May 2018 we also did a 2-night backpacking trip around in that valley. I think down Cottonwood Pass and up Trail Pass. I believe that's correct. 8 minutes past the 11th hour, gone 2.2 miles in the last hour since the junction. Not phenomenal.
The sky is pink. Looking over gosh, what is it? Chicken Spring Lake. There's our tent. And, yeah, it's beautiful. Also, I think I managed to only get one of the micro tadpoles in my liter of water, which, considering how many were in there, I think was pretty good.